Hello, today we are starting Unit 3B with Mission 1. Our learning target is I can simplify expressions using like terms. So we're going to start by combining like foods. So I'm going to start on the left side here. We have 3 apples. That can be represented by 3 and the letter A. We have 3 apples. Here I have carrots. I have 4 carrots, so I'm going to use the letter C to represent carrots. Then I have strawberries. Here are strawberries. I'm going to use the letter S, so we have 4 strawberries. Again, we have apples, so I have 2 apples. So I'm going to represent that by 2, A for apple. And then last, again, we have carrots, so 4C, 4 carrots. So it says to combine them all, so combining meaning add up everything you have. If we were going to go grocery shopping and put these all in the same basket, we'd be combining them all into one big group. So we're going to combine our like terms. When we're looking at an expression like this, I put the same shape around the same object so I know which ones I can combine. My 2 apples and my 3 apples, total we have 5 apples, so 5A. Notice the number is what we're adding together. The A does not change. It's still an apple. Then our 4 C's, these 4 carrots plus these 4 carrots give us a total of 8 carrots. Plus we also have in our basket our strawberries, and there was only one group of strawberries, those 4 strawberries right there. So this is our answer. We cannot simplify it anymore because we cannot assume that apples and carrots are really the same thing. So we leave them as separate groups. 5 apples, 8 C, and 4 S. Next, let's take a look at our vocabulary. So first we have this expression up at the top. This is an expression because there is no equal sign. Each one of the different pieces is called a term. Terms are parts added or subtracted from each other. So X is a term. If there's nothing in front of it, we can write a 1. That's 1X, really. Then we also have 4. 4 is a term. I'm listing them in a row. Then we have negative 2X. Be careful, no, the negative goes with the 2. So we have negative 2X is a term. Negative 10 is a term. And 4X is a term. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. Notice when I circled them, I put the negative or the positive with whatever comes after it. This negative goes with the 2, this negative goes with the 10, and this positive goes with the 4. I'm going to erase this so I can see my equation again, or my expression. So those are our terms. Then our next vocabulary word is coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Again, our variable is our letter. So in front of our first variable, we said that would be a 1, so our coefficients are 1. This one doesn't have a letter, so 4 is not a coefficient. Then we have negative 2x, so the number in front is our coefficient, so negative 2 is a coefficient. 10 does not have a letter with it, so it's not a coefficient. And then 4 is also a coefficient. So anything that has a letter, whatever number comes in front, that's your coefficient. Then we have like terms, terms with identical or the same variables or the same letter, or are constants. So I'm going to get to constants in a second. But first, terms that have the same letter, like 1x, negative 2x, and 4x. Those are like terms. 1x, negative 2x, and 4x. Those are like terms. I'm going to stop for a second and come back to this constant part because I'm going to explain what that is right here. A constant term is simply just a number without a variable, without a letter. So our constants are 4, 4, and negative 10. Those are our 2 constant terms. 4 is never going to be anything other than 4, and negative 10 is always going to be negative 10. So if we have two numbers that are constants, we can combine those together when we simplify this, so we consider those like terms. So these are all like terms, and 4 and negative 10 are like terms because we could combine them together, just like we could combine all of the x's together. So let's try this out a little bit. Combining our like terms. I always like to start with our letters first. If you are given a multiple choice question on, for example, the MCA, they will also put your letters first. So these two terms have a letter with it. Remember, the negative goes with the 9 and the positive with the 7 here. So we have negative 9 and a positive 7. We know there are more negatives. Remember our saying, same sign, add and keep, different signs, subtract. They're different signs. We're subtracting 9 minus 7 is 2, and our letter is R. Then we'll combine just our number, our constant terms. Those two go together here. 15 and a negative 6. Well, 15 minus 6 or 15 plus a negative 6. There are more positives. 15 take away 6 will give you 9. So our answer, negative 2R plus 9. Next, combining our letters, we have a negative 7M and a positive 2M. Same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. They're different signs, so we have more negatives. 7 minus 2 is 5, so we have negative 5m. And then we can't combine this 5 with anything, but we need to still include it in our answer, so plus 5. Alright, the third one here, we have the letter Z, negative 3z and a positive 4z. Combining those together, different signs, subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1, 1z, and there are more positives. 4 is a bigger number than 3, so it's a positive 1z, and then just plus 1. You cannot combine these together. If you wrote it like this, 1 plus 1z, that is fine because you still have 1z and you still have 1. However, you can't do 1 plus 1 and get 2z. You cannot do that. Just keep the terms separate. One has a letter and one does not. I would like you to try this one on your own and then click play to see what you got. First, this is just a 1x, and this is our only term with a letter, so we just have 1x. And then all of these terms we can really combine. The 4 and the negative 6 and the negative 10. So if I combine these first, 4 minus 6, different signs, subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2, but there's more negatives. But then I also have a negative 10. So all I did was combine these two right away. And now combining these two again, a negative 2 and a negative 10, same sign, add and keep. They're all negative, so negative 12. So we have 1x minus 12. Alright, last, we need to find the perimeter of these two shapes. Before we start, remember our definition of perimeter is the area around, or the length around our shape. So to find the perimeter, we need to add up all the sides. So I'm going to first write out all the sides. If the top here is 2x, the bottom must also be 2x. If the right side is x plus 6, the left side is x plus 6. And we know this is 1x, so put a 1 in front of both. Some of you can combine them right from the picture. Some of you might want to write out 1x plus 6, and then plus the next side 2x, plus the next side 1x plus 6, and then plus 2x. So we really have our 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of our shape. So we're just going to combine our like terms. 1x, 2x, 1x, 2x, and we're going to combine all those together. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 more is 4, plus 2 more is 6. Some of you maybe would have just combined from here to get 6x. Then combining just our numbers, 6 plus 6, right here, 6 plus 6 is 12. So our perimeter is 6x plus 12. We don't know an exact number because we don't know what x is. All right, last one here. If the left side is 1b, the right side is also 1b. And if the bottom is 2b plus 1, the top is 2b plus 1. So I'm going to add this one up right from our picture. I'm going to combine all the b's. 2b, 1b, 2b, 1b. So first, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 2 more is 5, plus 1 more is 6. So we have 6b. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. We combined all of our sides just from the picture. Alright, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, your homework is combining like terms and then finding the perimeter just